Thank you for your invitation to the plenary convention of the Conference of European Rabbis in Toulouse. I'm sorry I can't be there with you today, but I want to convey my full support to you and to the Jewish community through this message. I was in Toulouse last year for the second anniversary of the Meraz attacks. I felt the depth of the sorrow of the Jewish community and of French and the European society at large. But I also felt there will be to overcome horrendous events and the day-to-day fear to live in an open and fraternal society. But terror did not stop. The cowardly attacks of Brussels, Paris, and Copenhagen followed. We were and still are under shock. In the year of the commemoration of the 17th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, we believe hatred and anti-Semitism were behind us. We were wrong. There are individuals in our society who despise freedom of belief and whose racist and anti-Semitic feelings are deeply rooted. A very limited number of them will try to perpetrate murders, but a bigger number will utter insults, will refuse to live by the rules of our society. I'm the president of a multicultural and multi-religious institution, the European Parliament. Catholics, Muslims, Protestants, atheists, and people from all walks of life work every day together. We are a symbol of the openness of European societies, the symbol that history is not condemned to repeat itself. We, as elected members of Parliament, and you, as religious representatives, know that the only answer to hate is openness, dialogue, tolerance, and mutual respect. We have to answer with more democracy and more education for more inclusive society. In the Paris March I attended on the 11th of January, you could read, "Je suis Charlie, je suis policier, and je suis juif." Citizens spoke up for the right of all communities to live peacefully in Europe under full protection and being granted freedom of expression. It is up to you, to me, and all of us together to continue the fight through our words and actions for our society. Together, we will always be stronger than the fear that a few fanatics want to instill.
Excellencies, esteemed rabbis, greetings from Brussels. I very much regret not being able to join you in Toulouse for your biannual plenary assembly. Toulouse as a meeting place is highly symbolic. We will never forget the horrific shooting at the Oza HaTorah school where 3 Jewish children and a teacher died. The 19th of March 2012 will remain in our memories a very, very dark day for Jewish life in Europe. We have since had to witness the deadly attacks on the museum in Brussels, on the Hypercacher in Paris, and the synagogue in Copenhagen. And we are aware that this is just a tip of the iceberg, that anti-Semitic behavior and speech run deeper. We cannot accept it. I've been entrusted with the Commission's dialogue with religions and non-confessional organizations. This dialogue has been ongoing for many years, and the Conference of European Rabbis has been one of our important interlocutors. Shortly after I took office last November, I met with President Pinchas Goldschmidt and other representatives of your Standing Committee to discuss a wide range of issues. I promised back then, and I renew my commitment to you today, that the European Commission and the European Union will help fight anti-Semitism wherever it rears its ugly head, and will keep promoting a union of peace and tolerance, where we strive to ensure that each and every European can live in security and contribute to the flourishing of our society. Europe without Jews is no longer Europe. In January this year, we commemorated the 17th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau. It worries me deeply that once again Jews in Europe have to fear for their livelihood as we see anti-Semitism on the rise in several European countries. Such racism has no place in Europe. Over the years, the European Union has established a set of tools. Public incitement to violence or hatred and the most serious forms of anti-Semitic hate speech, as well as Holocaust denial, are prohibited by European law. Also, some years ago, we established a radicalization awareness network. A fortnight ago, the European Commission adopted the European Security Agenda, with prevention of terrorism, radicalization and criminal networks at its heart. But security and protection cannot be the only answer. The challenges of building a society in which everybody can feel at home run deep. And the attacks over the past months have challenged some of our deepest values. I am convinced that the fight against anti-Semitism, as well as against hatred against other religions, Muslims, Christians and others, is the responsibility of society as a whole. We need again what the Germans call Zivilcourage, courage to stand up for what is right rather than what is opportune. We need to defend our values and at the same time be reminded that with rights come responsibilities. There is no place for complacency. There is no place for being indifferent. Mid-June, I will discuss with high-level religious leaders, including a representative of the CER, the challenge of living together and disagreeing well. It is the challenge of our times to identify ways of building a society together in full respect of our common fundamental values and by accommodating our differences when we disagree. The debate will feed into a colloquium in October, later this year, dedicated to combating anti-Semitic and anti-Muslim hatred in Europe. These are two different phenomena, but with a common background: hate against minorities. I know the CER will take active part in the consultations leading to the colloquium. Europe has overcome enormous challenges in the past. I am convinced that also now we will find common ways forward and welcome the contribution of the Conference of European Rabbis to this debate. We need you in this debate. We couldn't have this debate without you. I want to wish you a fruitful and encouraging 2 days. Thank you very much.